What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Extraordinary Man Podcast, and I am your host today, Midas. So it came across my desk, and we're gonna talk about it. Okay, so Jess Hilarious pretty much broke the internet for the past few days when she went on the Breakfast Club and pretty much had words with a transgender, back and forth. So, I was sent this link by a YouTuber by the name of JR. So we gonna check out, saying the video. There's a lot of meat and potatoes in this video, and then we gonna politic about it afterwards. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. You know what I'm saying? I do got some commentary at the end. It probably won't be much to add, but the video definitely explains a lot of what's going on. And there was a young lady. I wish I knew her name so I can follow her channel or follow her Instagram or wherever she is. But she gave a whole entire mouthful, just straight facts. So I'm gonna go ahead and get us into the video. All right, let's get it.
When the transphobia just comes out, the audacity and just the arrogance for cis women to believe that they own periods, that they own womanhood. You don't. Okay, you don't own periods. You don't own womanhood. You experience both, and both are different for every person. But as a cis woman, it doesn't belong to you, so you can't gatekeep it. Hello?
Hello. Who the fuck is gonna stand up for us? Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? What's the only difference is you don't have a straitjacket on. Stop talking out your fucking ass. Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never, ever get. You'll never be that.
Hello?
So that clip in itself has set the internet on fire with transgender LGBTQ members of that group that fall under that identity have had things to say, and including straight cisgender women have had things to say, some agreeing with her, some definitely disagreeing with her. And the whole Matt Walsh thing, when it comes to what is a woman, there's still not a definition. And that's basically what he was talking about. What is the definition of a woman? And I believe how Matt Walsh identified it as an adult female, i.e. you're a born female, you're an adult female. That is the definition of a woman. So you have these different people arguing, and I'm gonna play a clip here as you can see some of them going off with their opinions.
And if y'all hoes will stop being so simple and so motherfucking insecure, the power between trans women and cisgender women and the power of both of us, it would show the world what a real woman is and what real womanhood is. And this is the perfect time for me to say, this is the perfect time to say this. As I was transitioning, I never gave a fuck about pronouns. I remember as I was transitioning, you run into this era, when you really, really give a fuck about how people identify you or how people give you your pronouns. I only started being really big on my pronouns when I realized people were misgendering me out of disrespect. Because when you are a grown man, when you are a boy, when you're a gay boy, it's like, yes, Miss Thing, yes, girl, you so silly. But bitch, when you start to physically look like a woman and you're starting to evolve as a woman and carry yourself like a woman, move like a woman, maneuver like a woman, live like a woman, that's when those pronouns start to be she, like all that slick shit. I'm a woman. Because that type of shit never moved because I am who I am. But when you realize people are only doing it out of spite, and when you realize people who don't know you are calling you ma'am, that's when you get into the place where you make people, bitch, I'm a woman. And my pronouns are she, her, and hers. Nobody give a fuck about no motherfucking title. I'm looking for happiness. I want stability. I want peace. I want love in my life. Don't I give a fuck about no fucking gender, bitch, because when I walk through these streets, these men don't see my penis. And that's the only thing that makes you hoes know that I'm trans. There's a lot of women with deep voices. And there's a lot of bitches running around here with a lot of y'all grandmamas and mamas got mustaches and beards. Let's be clear. There was an article going around today. A 59-year-old woman was killed because they thought she was trans. They think Jess Hilarious is trans. Bitch, let's talk about it.
Damn, good buddy was trying to cook just now, wasn't he? Oh shit, I said the wrong shit. Buddy was trying to cook. Now, I don't give a damn. All I care about is I think everyone deserves the right to know. If you're dating someone, you should be upfront and be honest with someone in terms of who you were born as. Can you have kids? All those things like that. That's what's important to me. I don't give a damn who you are or what you do. That's just my opinion. But to say that we're going to change the definition of things, we're going to change what is, because we get into the whole where I was trying to find a girl's video where she talks about gender being a social construct, right? Gender not being biological, it's a social construct, even though sex is biological. So we get into this whole thing and you call people how you view them, but now it's even getting to the point of unless you have something written on your forehead, like me, I walk in the ladies' restroom, at least I think I look like a man, right? I have a beard, a mustache, but I identify as a woman, and I want you to call me ma'am, not sir. And a lot of you guys that are probably watching, well, JR, why don't you just tell them each time to call you that? Why don't you just tell them that? That's gonna take a lot of rearranging, changing things, changing definitions, what you define these things, which I hear they're trying to do it in schools anyway. The teachers are, in some schools, aren't told to call them boys and girls. You're supposed to call them ducks, so whatever that stuff like that is, because you can't be calling them boys and girls and all this. I don't know. But let's get on to this next clip, what this young lady's talking about here.
While everyone is in an uproar about who can bleed and who can't, men have become so obsessed with women that they want to turn into one. And I find it quite flattering that womanhood seems so great to you guys. Y'all know me, you may not like what I gotta say, but I'm gonna say it anyways. In recent conversation, there's been a lot of uproar between trans women and real women. In my opinion, I think the most misogynistic thing that a man can do is reject his biology as a man and go into women-dominated spaces telling other women how he's a better woman than them because it's based off of his feelings of how he perceives a woman to be, while walking in society emulating what he believes a woman looks like by replicating other women. When we're discussing womanhood, I cannot go to another woman and ask her what it feels like to be a woman, because being a woman is not a feeling. However, being a woman, I absolutely am subjected to my reproductive organs that identify me as a woman. And saying that doesn't mean that I'm less than a woman. It just means that that is the beginning of my woman origin and my woman experience. And for the women who can't have a baby, we still recognize those women as women because they do have the reproductive organs to do so. However, we also understand that something is medically wrong with them. I will give credence to the fact that women are not the only people who have a period if we're identifying them that way, because non-binary people or trans men actually can also have a period, but at the basis of it, we call those biological women. However, when you're talking about trans women, we understand that that is something that biologically impossible you cannot do. The power struggle here that comes into play is when there is a very small minority of people imposing onto a larger group of people that are telling them what they would like to be called, how they would like to be treated, how they would like to be pronounced, and how they would like to be identified, but then you're imposing terminology onto them that they have yet to accept. So I must appease your feelings calling you by the pronouns that you identify with as, because you have chosen to make this decision about putting on a wig and putting on nails and putting on a dress. However, when I tell you I reject terms like birthing person or breastfeeder or real woman or biological woman or cisgender woman, at this point, then I should just understand and accept it because science says so. But science also says that the basis of your DNA, you are biologically a male. So why are we not listening to science all the way across the board? Seems a little hypocritical to me. And since everyone has such an issue with understanding Just Hilarious, let me go ahead and put my cape on because I think I can break it down for you a little bit more. It's very disingenuous for you to overshadow that woman's feelings in regards to her womanhood when she actually has given birth to a baby, which biologically that does make her a woman. However, you decided to discuss her looks and says that she looks like a trans person while you're also attempting to advocate for trans people. It's giving inherent transphobia. Also, to resurface the interview where she's relaying her experience of a man DMing her thinking that she was a trans woman to have sex with her probably offended her because she's an actual woman, and it should be more of a slight to trans people considering the fact that that person has a fetish and just wanted to sexualize you and use you as an inanimate object. As a black woman, we have to be extremely mindful of how we attach ourselves to other intersectional groups when it comes to their issues, because we're always the first to remind people nobody respects us and nobody protects us, but we're the first to jump into the line of fire when other people need a defense. So here's a few things to remember when you're talking allyship. They're always present when it's time to give the tea or bash heterosexual men and amplify any bad experience that we've had in regards to our relationship issues. But anytime it's time to help these children and provide for them or be a better role model or even your protection, they are nowhere to be found. Not saying that there is an agenda, but I will say for a very small group of people who seem to not have any effect on anybody, when their issues come up in conversation, they're making a huge ruckus, and their representation comes at the basis of overshadowing other marginalized people.
Man, I don't know what else to say after that. Baby girl just said a mouthful. She was cooking just now, and she was just telling the truth. You can get mad, get upset all you want, but it is what it is. Science is what it is at the end of the day. Now, what I do have to say about this is Jess was on the Breakfast Club, which I won't show the clip because I'm pretty sure it's copyright. She had Laverne Cox on there, and she was talking about how if you want me to respect you, you have to respect me. It's not a one-way thing where you can just disrespect whoever you want and I can cancel you, I can cancel you, I can cancel you. It's being a bigot sometimes, and the hypocrisy that comes along with it. I can disrespect you all day, but you can't disrespect me. I'm a marginalized group. I'm a minority, but you're the biggest bullies. I think Gilbert Arenas, he said that the group in itself, I forgot the exact terminology, but it's like one of the biggest gangs where there's no latitude for any type of understanding. There's no playbook, as he says. You can just make the rules up as you go along. But I don't know. I'm with Jess Hilarious on this. It's not about hatred, bigotry, whatever. But when you start saying that, when you're trying to change the definition of things, that means words don't have meanings at all. Just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts. Helps to support the channel. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. With that being said, much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. This is your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm out of here. Peace.
All right, so I am going to post a link to his video in the description. Make sure you, like you said, check out his book. Check out, you know, his all his media, whatever. Check it all out. Make sure you go to his page, like, share, subscribe. All right, so look. Okay, like I said, I don't have much, you know what I'm saying, to cover. My whole thought process about it is, you know what I'm saying, I personally don't care, okay? I don't care, and I'm not actually sure what their whole argument and fight or whatever is about. I'm not in the community, so I don't know. But I do know whatever the fight is, I do kind of see a few things that's kind of like going wrong about it, where there's this level of force. It appears that there's this some type of force and trying to push. It does look like an agenda. It is what it is. It screams agenda. So started from the top. How does a woman not own womanhood? I did not understand what that individual was trying to say. How does a woman not own womanhood? How does a woman, a biological woman, not own a period? How I don't understand that. I don't get it. You know, the only thing that I know that can have a period, as far as we know, as far as science knows, is a biological woman. Anything else that bleeds is bleeding because it's injured. That's it. All right. So Matt Walsh. So he brought up Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh did make a movie called What is a Woman? And throughout this whole entire movie, He was basically scouring the planet, talking with all these top elite professors and biologists and all this and all that, talking to all these elite people. And at the end of the movie, we still never came up with what is an actual definition of a woman. And to me, it seems like a very simple, easy to answer question. And if anybody is going to portray themselves as a woman, operate as a woman, move as a woman, live as a woman, try to, have woman parts, things of that nature, then I don't see why there's a level of difficulty to give a definition to it. So I do want to start going down a little bit of a rabbit hole with that. So, all right. And then she goes on to say that there's women with deep voices and facial hair. She kind of lost me with that because I feel like that she's conflating deep voices and facial hair as a way of saying you don't need to announce, what you are when you're pursuing a relationship with somebody. Like the only thing that differentiates, the two is, male genitals. And I don't know. She lost me with that. It is what it is. Like it should be announced up front. If you clearly see that this person is interested in you because the person stepped to you because you look a certain way and you're conveying yourself in a certain way. So they step to you because you look a certain way. I think that, you should announce right there, hey, just want to be open, want to be upfront, woo, woo, woo. This is what it is. Now, if you want to continue to move with something after that and okay, that's different. But you got approached because you look a certain way. And it's like that whole aspect of it kind of, it seems like that it just gets thrown to the side. That you got approached because you look like what I like, what he like, what she like, what they like, what, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully that makes sense. You look like what that person is attracted to. You don't look like you have extra equipment is what I'm saying. Okay. JR mentions schools and how they're no longer calling girls and boys. They're using like animals, ducks, and I haven't heard of that. I'm gonna look into that. I know my kids' schools are not doing that, and they better not. But I'm gonna look into that and see what's up with that. But I do know that they are pushing certain material into schools and certain curriculums into schools. I do know that, and I've been paying real close attention. It has not touched my kids' school, so I'm pretty cool. All right. The young lady at the end there that basically was laying the facts down, mentioned reproductive organs, and that's a really hard argument to try to combat. Like that's like the nail in the coffin. Like reproductive organs, okay? You don't have them. You don't have them. We don't have the technology that can emulate reproductive organs. We don't have it. Okay. The only thing that we can go off of is a biologically born woman that has the actual reproductive organs in her anatomy to produce another human. And that to me should be part of the definition of what a woman is. So again, there's no hate. You know what I'm saying? You are absolutely free to live how you want to live and operate how you want to operate and maneuver how you want to maneuver. By all means, do so. I just think that the whole thing is with, forcing other people to accept, your reality and accept how you want to live. Like I think that's a little unfair, you know, especially when you have individuals that have, you know, operated and moved and lived a certain way forever. Especially when you're starting to use terms like cis woman, cis man. Like I never cast a vote to say that I want to be called a cis man. Like I didn't cast a vote to have extra, you know, pronouns or whatever added to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a man. That's it. Ain't nothing extra. All right. And my last thing. Why are women not speaking out in massive numbers? You know, it seems like women is under attack. She hit the nail on the head where men are now starting to take over women's sports, and they're using the excuse of estrogen, I don't know, hormonal pills, estrogen pills, or whatever, something that causes them to have their estrogen levels or whatever spike up or whatever. I don't know how that conflates to changing the muscle mass, bone structure, you know, just overall natural strength. I don't see how that changes that. And I'm not finna get that deep into it, but I just don't see how that doesn't. Or how that I guess does or whatever. So what I want to do is I do want to take a look at a couple definitions, okay? And kind of start going down like a little small rabbit hole. So I want to know, what is an actual woman? That won't increase. Okay, I don't know why it won't increase. But anyway, if you can read that, I'm sorry if you can't, but I'll go ahead and read it. So Oxford says an adult female, that is what a woman is, an adult female, a female member of a workforce, team, or etc. Okay? A female person associated with a particular place, activity, or occupation. And it goes on to give synonyms, okay? Lady, female, girl, person, lass, lassie, or wife, okay? And I kind of laughed a little bit when I saw lassie, you know, saying lassie means young girl or young adult woman. And there's, you know, the TV show called Lassie, and then the word lassie means girl, young adult. And Lassie was a girl dog, and you know what the definition of that is. So I don't know, it might be a reach, but I don't know. I just kind of put that together real quick. That's what I thought of when I saw Lassie. So what is going on? There we go. Okay, I'm like, man, why it won't move? All right. So an adult female human, which is late Old English women, WIMMAN or WIMAN, and plural was WIMMEN, literally one man, alteration of wife men, plural wife men, woman, female servant. A compound of wife, woman, see wife, plus man, human being. So it just means a human being. Okay. According to this definition. Then I started looking up, what is the new definition? So the new definition of woman is an adult who lives and identifies as a female, even though they have been born as a different sex. And then I thought the one about the man was a little bit interesting. They said something slightly different. They said, in the new definition of man is an adult who lives and identifies as male, even though they might have been born. So with a female, you were born a different sex, but a male, you might have been born a different sex. So it's like the man is like completely like confused, is unsure, doesn't know. But the female, for sure, you were born a different sex. I thought that was a little interesting how the little wordplay there. And I started looking at, how do you actually define genders? Okay, gender refers to the characteristics of women, men, girls, and boys that are socially constructed. This includes norms, behaviors, and roles associated with being a woman, man, girl, or boy, as well as relationships with each other. As a social construct, gender varies from society to society and can change over time. That's interesting to me. And I find it, kind of interesting because when has gender been able to be something that basically is like water, like it just flows, like it moves how it wants to. It flows how it wants to. That's like tomorrow I can wake up and I can be a zebra. I just don't. And I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm doing this as well. Not only was that whole Jess situation interesting as well, but it's kind of, having me look at this and really try to understand what in the world is going on for real. This is actually from Cambridge. An adult female human being. Okay. Woman. An adult female human being. She's a really nice woman. A woman and two men were arrested the day after the explosion. Women first got the vote in Britain in 1918. She is Ireland's first woman, female president. So they added both definitions at the same time. She was the first trans woman elected to a national office. That's the new definition. An adult who lives and identifies as female, though they may have been said to have a different sex at birth. See, that's a different definition now. That's a totally different definition now. This one says, nope, that's gender. There's a Bible version of woman too. This definition says an adult who lives and identifies as a female even though they have been born as a different sex. Cambridge is talking about they thought they may have been. See, it's so confusing, bro. But anyway, I thought this was pretty interesting. I kind of wanted to, kind of start going down, trying to figure this out, look at these definitions, understand what exactly is going on. Is this an honest, real, true fight that we need to be worrying about? Is this something that we really need to put energy into? I don't see anybody's rights honestly being violated. I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna leave it at that. Old girl in that last part of that video, she pretty much laid it all out. So there ain't really much else to say, but I did want to start tackling these definitions and reading them and seeing if there's anything, of weight. But this new definition, I don't know. It just sounds thrown together just to getting some, and it has a date on it. This was back less than a year. So it was just slapped together and thrown up on the net. So this isn't nothing that has like any like real like scientific study behind it. And, it has actual, biological, backing to validate any of this, so I think that's a big part of it. Like it needs to have some type of like backing for real. Like it needs to have some type of scientific backing for real. So, I don't agree with Jess on the whole straight, the straight jackets, you know what I'm saying? If you I mean, that's like saying we should, lock up people, put people in straight jackets that, want to be a clown or be a mime or, what I'm saying, something like that. That ain't, I don't know. Maybe because of the mental state's different, like they're not always a mime or something, but whatever, man. Whatever. I don't agree with the straight jackets, but I don't know. Maybe it is some type of mental. I think that it should be thoroughly looked at, like on a real, true professional level, not a bias level. Not, from the leftist or rightist, whatever you want to say, that's trying to push agendas. But I think it should be brought to the forefront for real and looked at for real to validate if these individuals' claims is legit. Is it legit? So, but I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Y'all be cool. You know what I'm saying? Love one another. Don't kill each other, man. We're getting tired of watching the news, man. Getting tired of breaking news and it ain't something, you know what I'm saying, is the Jess and an individual going at it. It can just stay lip boxing. We ain't got to go to the guns and all that, man. Like, calm all that down. But I'm going to holler at y'all, man. Peace.